Hello everyone, myself Roshan and I am from Lovely Professional University. In this video, we are going to implement stacks using list in DSA. First thing, I'm using Excalidraw to explain what is stacks. After that, we are going to implement the code using stacks, using list. First, I'm going to write what is stacks. Here, I'm going to write stacks. Basically, what is stacks? I'm keeping it here. So, uh, so I'm going to write here what is stacks. Stacks is like last in, first out. Last in, first out. Let's make it last large. Okay. So stacks is like LIFO. We usually short form we call it as LIFO, LIFO. So the short form it is called like LIFO. Last in, first out. Like I will draw one diagram here. So here like this and so example we can take as arranging coins one by one. Arranging coins one by one. Like this is the example of last in first out. So we are taking coins here 10, here 20, 30, 40. So here this is the top. So this is called top and this is called last. So what are the operations in stack? So basically there are two operations, that is push and pop. So we are going to discuss what is push and what is pop. So I will write here push and pop. Push equals to insertion, pop equals to deletion. So both are done at the top. So I'm going to explain that insertion is done at top and deletion is also done at top. Done at top because that's why we will call stack as last in first out. So both will be done at top. So both will be done at top. Done at top. So this is the stack and this is the operation. Operation I will write here operation. Operations we are used in stacks. These are the operations push and pop. Okay. And for implementation, there are two ways. That is, I already mentioned that using list and using linked list. So we are going to write here implementation. For implementation using list and using linked list. So these are the two ways where we can implement stacks using list and using linked list. Coming to the list part, we will take here list equals to list look like this, and there are two cases. First thing is insertion. We will take case one as stack is empty. We use append function when the stack is empty. We use append function. We use append function when the stack is empty. And case two, coming to the case two, when the stack is non-empty, we use insert insert function by starting with 0 comma element. What are the element we are going to implement? Like this. So list will be insert using the two cases. When the stack is empty, we use append function. When the stack is non-empty, we use insert function. So like this, we can implement the stacks using list. So insertion is done. So coming to the deletion part, we are right here deletion. Coming to the deletion part, we use two functions, that is list del list 0. So here it will delete the list. If we don't know the function, we will use pop index 0. Sorry. So for deletion, we will use two functions, del list and pop. So by this we can implement the stack using the list. So for insertion and deletion, wait a second. For insertion and deletion, the top should be updated. I always say that top will be updated. If you remove, then 3 will display. For display function, we use like, I will show you. For display function, for display, for element in list, print PL. We'll use this for displaying the stack. So we will go back to so we will see a real life example like how to implement stack in Python. So you will get a real idea about it. So we are in Jupyter Notebook where I'm choosing the Python to implement the stacks using list. So first thing I'm going to take here once again. Okay. So I'm taking the real life example of library books like Python book and DSA book and the machine learning and the artificial intelligence. Like we are using real life example in library to display the stack using list. So first thing here, I'm going to take class stack semicolon and using definition initializing self dot items equals to list. Def def is empty. So I'm going to return self dot items equals to list. I'm going to push def push self comma item self dot items dot append. I already told you that we are using two implementations using list and using linked list. When the list is empty, when the list is non-empty. So I used here list is empty. So after I will use when the list is non-empty. So self dot items append item. Sorry. Okay. Here self dot item and append item. And again, I am using def pop self. If not, self is self dot is empty. Empty. I'm going to return self dot items minus one, or else, sorry, else rise index error, pop from an empty empty stack. So I'm going to add one more p self. If not, self is self dot is empty return self dot items minus one, else raising an index error, peek from an empty stack. So here we are done with it, and we are going to take a class of library stack. In it we are using definition. We are going to initialize self self dot book stack equals to capital stack, and we are going to add one more, add books, add book self dot books, self comma book. Okay. And one more thing. So self dot book stack dot push book. So I'm going to using here print function. Sorry, p should be small. So I'm using here print function printf. You are using curly braces book added to the library stack. Added to the library. Okay. So the next thing we are going to do is going to lend the book. So diff lend the book in the self. If not self dot book, stack is empty. So I'm going to return self dot book. So stack dot pop. So I'm using here pop function also. Else, so where we are using if we have to write else. Rise an index error. Index error. No books available in the library stack. Okay. So so I'm going to write here def view top book view top books from the self. If not self dot book empty. So if not self dot book, the stack is empty. So I'm going to return self dot book and the stack dot peak. So after the if, we are going to use else. I'm going to raise an index error. No books available in the library stack. I'm going to use here definition display of books, display display books in the self. If not, self dot book stack dot is empty. So here I did a mistake. So we have to see whether we are doing mistake or not. So we are getting, so we will get so many mistakes in the code. We have to cross check whether we are writing correct or not. Stack is empty. So I'm going to use here print function. Books currently in the library. Library stack. For book in reversed self dot book stack dot is stack dot items. I'm going to here print. So I'm going to use here else statement also. So print no books available in the library stack. So we are taking an example here, like I'm going to use here hash. For example, uses we are using here library equals to library stack. Library dot add book. So I'm going to write here the book names like introduction to Python. You can add any other names also. Add to here introduction to Python. library dot 1 second. Okay, library dot add book, data structures and algorithms in Python. Library dot add book, machine learning basics. I will use your capital letter. Okay, so one more, library dot add book, artificial intelligence, a modern approach. So I'm going to write here library dot display books, borrow, BORROW, borrow book equals to library dot lend book and print borrowed book, borrowed book, library dot display books. So this is the code to implement using list, using stacks in list. So we have used so many functions definitions, and we are using class here, library stack here also. So I will run this code and I will show you how it look like. So when I run this code, so there are four books here. So introduction to Python is added to the stack, is added to the library stack, and here also machine learning basis is also to the add library stack. So there are four books added to the library stack. Books currently in the library stack are four. So you can see those four books, and we have borrowed one book, that is artificial intelligence book. So it is look like here. So the first top will be removed here. So you can see that the top is removed, and it will be look like here. So this is all about the stacks using the list. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you like the video and share the video with your friends. So thank you so much.